Sakamoto Days Part 2 Episode 8, titled Exams, Stage 3, Episode 19 overall, thrusts the JCC Transfer Exams Arc into its most chaotic phase yet, building on the tension established in the Kanaguri-centric events of the previous episode. Released on August 25, 2025, via Netflix, this episode delivers a potent mix of high-octane action, emotional depth, and comedic flair, while deepening the stakes with the looming presence of the Order and the fallout of Kanaguri's manipulations. Centered on Taro Sakamoto, the retired hitman-turned-family man, and his apprentice Shin Asakura, Exam Stage 3 weaves personal revelations with intense battles, solidifying its place as a pivotal chapter in the JCC arc. The episode picks up in the aftermath of Kanaguri's sadistic orchestration of the JCC exam, where his penchant for chaos and psychological games has turned the test into a deadly gauntlet. Sakamoto and Shin continue their mission to rescue Liu Shaitan, trapped in a lab facility alongside Asakura, a researcher tied to Shin's past. A gripping flashback explores Shin's origins. As a young boy, he was brought to the lab by a man named Ando and grew fascinated with Asakura's experiments on superhuman abilities. One fateful night, Shin accidentally ingests an experimental potion, awakening his telepathic powers. The researchers, including Asakura, view his abilities with unease, branding them unnatural, which fuels Shin's sense of betrayal and leads him to Sakamoto. This backstory adds emotional heft, tying Shin's personal growth to the arc's themes of identity and redemption. In the present, Sakamoto and Shin face a mad scientist assassin, a remnant of Kanaguri's twisted exam setup, whose syringe scrambles their brain signals, causing them to mistake each other for enemies. Their solution, Sakamoto unleashing wild attacks while Shin uses telepathy to dodge and counter, is a brilliant blend of strategy and humor, showcasing their unshakable trust. The fight takes a dramatic turn when Sakamoto falls through a trapdoor, landing in a tense standoff between Kashima, a grotesque cyborg assassin, and the Order's Shishiba and Osorogi. Their cryptic exchange hints at Sakamoto's unresolved ties to his assassin past, amplifying the arc's exploration of his dual identity. Meanwhile, Shin confronts Eba, an invisible assassin, in a skirmish that tests his psychic abilities but feels narratively overshadowed by Kanaguri's larger influence on the exam's brutality. Asakura Shimo's timely intervention saves Shin, reinforcing the theme of camaraderie amid chaos. Liu, however, remains frustratingly sidelined as a damsel in distress, a narrative choice that clashes with her other strength in the arc. The episode ends on a cliffhanger, with Sakamoto and Shin's fights unresolved, setting the stage for a climactic showdown as Kanaguri's shadow and the Order's presence loom larger. The atmosphere pulses with frenetic action, comedic beats, and a darker edge, reflecting the JCC arc's escalating stakes. TMS Entertainment's animation in Exam Stage 3 captures the JCC arc's chaotic energy but struggles to maintain consistent polish. The standout sequence is Sakamoto and Shin's battle against the mad scientist, where fluid choreography and exaggerated expressions channel the series' action comedy roots. The brain-scrambling gimmick is visually dynamic, with rapid cuts and playful camera angles evoking shonen classics like Gintama, while tying into Kanaguri's penchant for psychological manipulation. However, the sequence lacks the refined sheen of Part 2's earlier episodes, with some movements feeling less fluid than the arc's high-energy demands require. The introduction of Shishiba and Osorogi is a visual highlight. The distinct designs, Osorogi's massive soul blade and Shishiba's stoic demeanor, standing out against the lab's stark backdrop. Hashima's disturbing cyborg aesthetic, with stitched limbs and artificial bones, is a triumph, its desaturated palette amplifying his menace and echoing the JCC arc's darker tone. In contrast, Shin's fight with Eba feels underwhelming, relying on static shots and minimal animation to depict the invisible assassin, which dilutes the tension and fails to match the manga's dynamic paneling. This sequence misses an opportunity to showcase Shin's psychic powers with a creative flair seen in Kanaguri's more visually striking moments earlier in the arc. The lab's backgrounds are serviceable but lack the personality needed to enhance the JCC arc's oppressive atmosphere, with generic corridors and machinery feeling disconnected from Kanaguri's chaotic influence. The sound design shines, with Kro's energetic opening method setting a vibrant tone and Nobunaga Shimazaki's emotive performance as Shin elevating the flashback's emotional weight. While the animation excels in character-driven moments, its inconsistency in action sequences prevents the episode from fully capturing the JCC arc's cinematic intensity. Exam Stage 3 is a compelling addition to Sakamoto Days Part 2, amplifying the JCC Transfer Exams Arc's chaos while building on Kanaguri's sadistic influence. Shin's backstory adds poignant depth, tying his personal journey to the arc's themes of identity and resilience, while Sakamoto's ties to the Order deepen the narrative stakes. However, Liu's sidelined role and uneven animation in key fights hold the episode back from matching the arc's strongest moments, such as Kanaguri's visually arresting schemes in prior episodes. TMS Entertainment shines in character interplay but needs more consistent visuals to fully capture the manga's kinetic energy. As the JCC arc hurtles toward its climax, Exam Stage 3 sets up tantalizing conflicts, with Kanaguri's manipulations and the Order's growing presence promising a darker, more intense resolution. If TMS can elevate the animation to match the story's ambition, Sakamoto Days could rival top shonen like Dandadan. For now, Episode 8 is an engaging, chaotic ride that preserves the series' charm while leaving room for growth. Manga fans will appreciate the faithful adaptation and Kanaguri's lingering influence, but casual viewers may notice the pacing and visual inconsistencies. With the season finale looming, the stage is set for a thrilling pair of heroes hoping Sakamoto and his crew deliver a knockout that lives up to the JCC arc's potential.